One of the hardest things about marketing and communications today is that the channels have proliferated and they continue to grow. So every single day we find a new social media platform or a new influencer or somebody. I just saw something where they had a TV channel for pets, believe it or not. And what has to happen is that you kind of need to forget about how many different channels there are and really start to focus in on your target audience and try to get as narrow as you can with the definition of that audience. And most people think about that in terms of a data and demographics kind of thing, but what you want to do with audiences is you want to know what their behavior is. And what we look at is we try to identify their content acquisition behavior. Where do they get their information? How do they get their information? When do they get their information? And almost more importantly, where do they send their information, or how do they curate it after that? When you can do that with a distinct set of audiences or with a distinct customer who has very specific behavior, it becomes very easy to understand where to place your content, when to place your content, and what type of content to put there. All right, so in order to achieve synergy and success in this constantly changing landscape, one of the things that has been forgotten about is strategy. We've all got objectives, hopefully they're quantifiable, not always, and we've all got tactics. And we jump from our goals right to tactics, and that makes things kind of crazy, particularly with all the messaging channels. So what we need to go back to is we need to start to define strategies that can be implemented across different channels. When you have those kinds of strategies, you can change up your tactics as much as you need to get the right results. But with a good strategy, that's sort of the thing you want to hang your hat on with a campaign. So I would start with a really strong cross-channel strategy to begin with. The other thing I would think about is I would never think about my tactics by themselves. So in other words, I would never operate a tactic all by itself or on its own. I would think about tactics in terms of them being linked to each other. And when we go back to behavior and we understand that people are usually going from channel to channel and getting their information in different places at different times, I need to link my tactics so they map to that behavior. We used to say that you needed to see a message 7 different times before it's stuck in the consumer's mind. And what I like to say now is you usually have to see a message maybe 7 different ways before it will really stick in that consumer or target audience's mind.